joining us for March's Cookbook Corner. We're going to be making surprisingly awesome quesadillas from Good Enough by Leanne Brown. I'm really excited to share this cookbook with you guys because March is Mental Health Awareness Month, and this cookbook is specifically for cooking when you're struggling, when you're not doing so great or you've got low spoons and you need to fix something, but you really don't need it to be complicated. So for this recipe, we're going to be using some Monterey Jack cheese. The sour cream is mostly for serving. You can also use salsa. I chose to just go with sour cream. The featured item here is our pork chorizo. It does call for 10 to 12 ounces. These are 9-ounce casings, so I did buy 2 so that we would have absolutely enough. I prefer soft taco tortillas. I like the size that they are, so that is what we went with, the medium size. And we've got our 2 medium zucchinis that have been quartered and then sliced thinly, and our extra virgin olive oil for the actual cooking portion. And I'm deviating from the recipe just slightly because we had some leftover onions from an earlier filming, and I thought that sounded nice as an addition to our chorizo and zucchini. All right, we are going to get started cooking our surprisingly awesome quesadillas. I'm gonna start with a tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil in a large skillet over medium-high heat. And I have let my skillet go ahead and kind of get to temp so that we can just get started and you're not having to wait. All right, I am gonna be a little extra and use both of my tubes of chorizo, which is quite a bit more chorizo than it actually calls for. But I'm here for it, so we're just gonna have some extra chorizo. And you do want to break that up. You don't really want it to let it start cooking just in the skillet. But we're going to go ahead and get our second tube. And you want to let that start cooking for just a little bit before you add your zucchini in. I am going to go ahead and add my onions in and bell pepper because I'd like them to soften. And it does say to let this sit and really only stir it about every 5 minutes or so because you really want to let that chorizo get nice and sauteed. It's going to take about 15 minutes for everything to cook to where you want it. So it's not going to take long, but you don't need a timer or anything. And we are going to just let this cook for a bit. Stir it every so often, make sure you're turning it, and then we will build our quesadillas. So we have got our chorizo and zucchini cooked. I have this skillet to use, so I am going to transfer my items to our bowl so that we can start building our quesadillas. I'm just gonna give the skillet a quick wipe down because I want all the flavor from what we've been cooking on the outside of our quesadillas. You feel free to wash your skillet if you would like. I want all this deliciousness personally. So we have got our tortillas and our cheese. And so what we are going to do is you get your tortilla out. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of cheese across that tortilla. Let me get my plastic out from under here real quick. Okay, so you're gonna get a little cheese on your tortilla. You can cheese it as heavily as you'd like. That's about what I'm gonna stick with. Move this a little closer to me so that we've got our workstation set up appropriately. And then you are just going to take some of your chorizo and zucchini mixture on your tortilla. I like to put it to one side because what we are about to do is fold this tortilla over. Get our skillet back up a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and make 2 and see if I can toast 2 at a time for efficiency's sake. If you can only toast 1 at a time, that's fine. If you can toast 3 or 4 at a time, go for it. All right, we are gonna plop those down in there. You're gonna let these sit for about 3 minutes on one side and then flip them and do about 2 minutes on the other side. And this is mostly just so you're not eating a raw quesadilla with your chorizo and cheese mixture. It gives it a lovely crunch on the outside. I like my quesadillas nice and full. The recipe says that you can do about 8, and honestly, that seems about accurate for the amount of mixture that we've got still. You can always lift up your tortillas, your quesadillas a bit to check to see if they are browning on the side. Just be very careful. You don't want to dump all your ingredients. You really just want like a nice toasting. This level of golden is probably pretty good. It gives it just a nice kind of crust. Please use an actual cooking spatula, not make the mistake. And while those are finishing, you can go ahead and start prepping your next ones, or if you've got some helpers in your kitchen, you can have some helpers kind of prep your tortillas so that you've just got like a little factory assembly line of tortillas. So we are going to keep cooking our quesadillas because we've got quite a few more to go, but I did want to show you guys our finished product. Here's our first 2. They've got a nice sort of crisp to them. They are definitely nice and stuffed. They look delicious, cheesy and melted. And so we're just going to keep cooking these, but that is how to make surprisingly awesome quesadillas. Thank you so much for joining us for March's Cookbook Corner. We made surprisingly awesome quesadillas from Good Enough by Leanne Brown, and I hope you enjoyed the video we've got for you. Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on future videos.